I was gonna wait to kind of give my explanation because of the circumstance right now. I'm just gonna go off by saying whatever because truly I don't know what to say. And that can be really hard. And one thing I want to describe, this kind of goes back to what I was dealing with so called yesterday as of last night, as it was dark outside. Pretty much last night, leading up to right now, currently, I've only sat on myself once, but for the past hours leading up to this point, I've been really sitting with myself. Honestly, bringing back that recognition about what you are and what I am. Having to deliberately speak about it in order to create that awareness. There's a lot of stuff I used to desire for. There's a lot of stuff I used to have interests about, goals, plans, kind of set out, at least with me. Whether it's dancing, singing, writing, reading, video games, shopping, drinking, partying, being in social groups, being in parts of events, being in certain spaces with people, content, exercising. Let me see what else I can name. Bills to pay. That sounds so corny to me. I don't know why. For me even to even say that deliberately. But I guess like I would say responsibilities. I'm just naming these things, particularly what us on a regular kind of do. Or supposedly, if you do any of those things. Drawing, art. But most of these things I'm naming is something that I currently has evolved within me, that I've kind of surrounded myself, that these are things that's a part of me, and these are things that I'm naming. But it could resonate with you. I don't know who this might resonate with. Um, but this goes back to me. I'm watching a couple of videos specifically with what I resonate with energetically, energy wise. The description of people, finding out what you actually are, just for like specification, when people are not really when for myself, and it could be for you too, to specify about being too self-aware about life, the jealousy of people, the enviness of people. Um, People don't know how to associate. People don't know how to talk, date, and so far as with dating, and then just certain experiences with when it comes to workplace, school, and then I also want to describe about my experience with what I was going through at a certain moment in time, specifically, supposedly, where I'm fasting and reading Bibles, doing meditation, yoga, stretching, exercising. What the experience is like being so descriptive. Sorry. What it's like being in Christ, at least for 7 days. And everything I'm saying I already know. It's just been so forgotten. But now I'm self-conscious, I'm self-aware of it now. Being in his body, I can see life through a lens. I can see everything within color. That experience led me to know what it's like being Christ for 7 days. Early in the morning, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 2 a.m., roughly. It gave me a peace of mind. And I'm saying peace of mind only to describe a sensation of feeling that resides where I feel the most clear and the most lit. I feel so light, pertaining where there's no distractions, pertaining to go after something to satisfy your life. I've never really sat with myself. I know what this feels like. I know what I'm feeling, and I'm so aware about how this explains everything. Being with yourself explains everything. That nothing that it made me, I did this for myself. It makes me well known that I don't need anything to satisfy my life. Not in this reality. all this really gave me an indication, an identification. All this has been able to rub off on me as a reflection about what I am, especially being in this reality, being in this realm, being in this dimension. And also, something else I want to point out, I get that people trying to make sense of everything and trying to be very be very critical. I know people can be skeptical, ideological, and very subjectical about what this life is and what occurred. I don't claim to be anything. Regardless of what you see, I know that I'm a nigga. I know that I'm a man. But I don't really just identify as this shit. Excuse my language. I know that I'm not gonna say that I'm just everything, but I don't identify as anything. I don't consider myself to be anything. And I know what has occurred. It just vanished from I've been too far away. I've been too programmed. I've been too consumed by a lot of this based on everything I just named: money, fame, success, media, news. I see I see alignment. It's everywhere around us. I see divine. And I know that I am. I've been going to a lot of places. I've been traveling to a lot of worlds. That's never been my existence. Which makes which makes me I've been in different places and been in different worlds. That's never been my existence. Which makes me not knowing what which makes me which makes me unknown, which makes me vanished, makes me feel like I'm vanished, and I don't know what's occurring. I don't know what's going on. And I see why it's so difficult. I see why it's so hard. Too big on perspective. Believing that it's our only life. Believing that this is our only life. Let me know if this resonates. Because I'm not sure. None of us are.